When you're creating a documentation portal, one of the best options to consider is Astro, and specifically its Starlight template. If you're a front-end developer, this will probably be a perfect fit. You can edit the content directly in the source code of the project you build from this template. But here's the thing, if the person editing the docs is from content, business, or even a different dev stack, the workflow suddenly isn't that seamless anymore. And once you bring multiple languages into the equation, things can quickly get frustrating. Ideally, they should be able to create and update documentation from a content management system, with those changes automatically reflected in the portal, while still keeping all the power of Starlight. And that's exactly why we came up with Cistar, the CLI we're building at Content Island to plug content automatically into your Starlight project. The best way to get it is to see it in action, so let's dive into a quick demo. In Content Island, we've got a project set up with this data model. Here we've got root, that's the home page of the Starlight project, and then folders, which map to the main sections in our documentation. Next up are the folders. Each folder has its own name and includes the pages that belong there, essentially a list of pages. And finally, there's page, the actual page itself. It comes with the file name, a label if you want to show a different name, and the content in MDX. Heading over to content, if we filter by root, we get an object. When we edit it, you can clearly see the home page name, index in this case, along with the folders inside it. So here we've got started, commands, and development, some of the folders that shape our project's documentation. Now, if we go back and filter by folders, you'll see that the Getting Started folder shows its name along with the pages inside. And finally, filtering by pages, I can open one up, say this one, and you'll find the file name, the label, and the MDX with all the details you need. So let's dive right in and build a project from the ground up with Astro and Starlight. Now let's hop into the terminal and run npm create Astro at latest, template Starlight. As soon as I run it, it throws me a few quick questions, like where to set up the project. Right now this folder here is empty. I tell it to spin it up right here in this folder, install the dependencies, and go ahead and set up a Git repo too, good call. And now it's off installing and building the project. And once that's done, we just hit npm run dev to spin it up and check it out with the default data. Looking at the project, under SRC you'll see assets and content, and inside content there are sample docs, some in Markdown, others in MDX. So we've got everything set up now. Okay, let's launch it and check it out in action. And here we are at localhost 4321. And there we go, the project is live, with the example guide and the sidebar all set up. Not bad. The only problem is that I have to edit each page directly here in the code, and maybe even tweak the Astro config when I add new pages, depending on how I have it set up. That part can definitely be a bit of a pain. What I really want is to skip touching content docs manually. I'd love to just come here and say, hey, sync everything that's in content docs. And here's the cool part. If I want an image, I can just bring it in directly from my Content Island project. So now let's link up our Content Island project with Starlight. So to make that happen, I stop the process and run Cistar in it. I've already got the CLI installed on my machine. Right away, it asks me for the API token of my project so it can hook into the data. All I need to do is jump into the General tab, copy the token, and paste it here. And then it kicks in, reads the project data, pulls everything over, and right here in src/content/docs you'll find the full folder with all the content from our Content Island project. Let's run it and see how it looks in action. Okay, here we go, npm run dev. Jumping back to localhost, for 321, give it a refresh and boom, our project's there with the folders we set up, the pages, and everything working just right. All right, but what happens if we tweak something? Say, for example, in adding commands, inside the commands page, let's jump over here. So I'll filter by pages, and in commands we've got the page. Let's see adding commands, which belongs to development. All right, so I go into development and then straight into adding commands. And down here, I'm going to add something. For example, commands extractor. I'm going to write new command extractor and hit publish. I'd like to refresh now and actually see those changes. So how do we do that? I jump back into the terminal and type Cistar update. This time it doesn't need to ask for the token. It's already saved in the .content island folder inside the .env file. It refreshes the whole structure, and if I run npm run dev now, you can see the new command extractor showing up here. And we can even add a brand new page. For example, under commands, I'm going to create a page called test. So I come over here, add new content, choose page. I'm going to give it a prefix to identify the phase, commands, and I'll call it test. And this page file is going to be called test. And for the content, I'm going to add, this is a test page. Not a bad idea to add some front matter here and set the title to test page. If we ever forget to add the front matter, Cistar automatically adds one and throws us a warning saying, hey, this MDX page is missing front matter. Now we've got the page right here, we publish it, and let's hang it under the commands folder. To do that, we go back, now filter by folders, and in the commands folder, what I'm going to do is add the test page. We add it, and there it is. Let's hit publish. And now we can jump back to the terminal and run Cistar update again. And if we run it now, let's execute npm run dev. Let's hit refresh. Under commands, checking commands, you can see the brand new test page. What about production environment? How can we manage this? We're building a dedicated command for exactly this scenario. You'll be able to run it from GitHub Actions and wire it to a Content Island webhook, so every time you publish changes in the headless CMS, your doc's portal updates automatically during the build. The command for that is Cistar CI for continuous integration, and that's where you drop in your token. And of course, the token would be provided as a GitHub secret. What I've just shown you is an early demo. We're just kicking off the project right now, and in the next few weeks, we'll be releasing the first beta. We'd love to get your feedback, hear your ideas, and if you're interested in being an early adopter, we'd be more than happy to give you access. Very soon, we'll also be showing how it works with multi-language enabled.